Another encounter between the Philippines and China in disputed waters, with Chinese vessels blocking Filipino ships just 6 days ago. Local governments see challenging times ahead amid the El Nino, with the country's water management infrastructure still lacking. And police issued a warning to some residents involved in a cash scramble in Cebu City. Return the money or face charges of theft. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Sean Yao. Chinese vessels carried out dangerous maneuvers against Philippine ships off the Ayungin Shoal on June 30. Two vessels of the Philippine Coast Guard were tailed and blocked during a support mission 6 days ago. To prevent a collision, the PCG vessels were forced to cut their speed. Apart from this, the PCG saw two People's Liberation Army Navy vessels some 9 nautical miles from the Ayungin Shoal. In other news, senators are weighing in on the proposal to ban the live-action Barbie movie. Senator Robin Hood Padilla said the decision to allow the showing of the film that features China's 9-dash line lies in the storytelling. For Senator Risa Ontiveros, Barbie is fiction, and so is the 9-dash line. She is suggesting a disclaimer somewhere in the film that would highlight this point. And for his part, Senator Francis Tolentino wants an outright ban of the film, saying that it denigrates Philippine sovereignty. That, or the Movie Television Review and Classification Board and film producers should reach a middle ground by editing out the contested scene. The MTRCB is currently reviewing the Barbie movie. It had been banned in Vietnam for showing a map of Beijing's sweeping claims over the South China Sea. Moving on to the Philippines still being a lower middle-class nation according to the World Bank. The impact of the COVID-19 pandemic and interest rate hikes in the United States could well be the reason for the country's unchanged status. Camille Samonte with the details.
The Philippines failed to climb out of the World Bank's lower middle income classification. Based on the World Bank's report, the country's gross national income, or GNI, for 2022 stood at $3,950. That's well within the World Bank's GNI bracket for lower middle income economies. The GNI is the total amount of money that a population earns from their jobs or businesses. Regional neighbors like Vietnam, Laos, Cambodia, Myanmar joined the Philippines in the lower middle income bracket. Countries like Malaysia, Thailand, and Indonesia, on the other hand, made the upper middle income classification, while Singapore and Brunei remained in the high income bracket. Economist Michael Ricafort attributed Manila's stagnant status to the closure of businesses due to the lockdown at the height of the pandemic.
Tumaas yung mga presyo ng bilihin, no? So medyo worse off din, no? Tumaas pa yung interest rates. Kaya nakabawas yon sa disposable income, di ba, sa mga kita ng mga tao.
The global recession and rising interest rates from America were also deemed detrimental to the country's status. Nevertheless, Ricafort says this should be no cause for concern as the economy is on its way to recovering from the pandemic. The economist also says it helps that a huge chunk of the population now earns a living, thus giving them spending power.
Nasa tamang track pa rin naman. Kasi ang Pilipinas is one of the fastest growing economies in the world, at least 6%. Kasi favorable yung demographics natin. Majority ng population natin working age.
In his first State of the Nation address, President Bongbong Marcos said he aimed for the Philippines to become an upper middle income economy by 2025. According to Ricafort, the president's target may be achieved if the government prioritizes the country's education system.
Dapat mas marami yung makapag-aral sa population. Kasi, ano yun it could work both ways Pag malaki yung populasyon, mas maganda kung educated tsaka productive.
For News 5, Camille Samonte, we are One News.
We have more stories for you after this quick break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Sean Yao. The League of Provinces of the Philippines admits that the country lacks essential infrastructure for water management. LPP's national chairman, Dax Cua, said these include irrigation facilities for farmers and additional water sources for residential areas. Meanwhile, Pagasa says that the water level in the Angat Dam has dropped some more to just 181.22 meters. And while this is still above the minimum normal operating level of 180 meters, the Bureau says or sees the worst decline by the end of July.
Education is key. Sir, kailangan maunawaan ng tao ang pangyayari pala, hindi posibilidad, ang talagang occurrence ng El Nino ngayon ng pagkulang ng tubig. Para sila mismo kasama ng community ay sama-sama nating i-conserve ang ating limited water resources.
Pag nasa 177, binabawasan na rin ang irigasyon. And pag continuous pa rin yung pagbaba, doon sa normal high operation na 180, binabawasan din nila yung pag-generate ng kuryente.
Meanwhile, the World Meteorological Organization has reiterated its warning of warmer temperatures due to the El Nino. It is now advising nations to implement mitigating measures against the weather phenomenon.
We came up with a probability for one of this year, between 2023 and 2027, to exceed the 1.5 degree caused by El Nino. What we know is that throughout the next 5 years, we are likely to have one of the warmest years on record.
Now here's something that we don't see every day: money falling from the sky. But as this report has it, the incident that happened in Cebu City was not exactly a happy one. Here's the full story.
It was a scene you think you'd only see in movies. Motorists and bystanders scrambling to catch literally raining money in this stretch of South Road properties in Cebu City. Who can resist the windfall of 1,000 peso bills just there for the taking? The excitement that crippled people overpowers the thought, at least at the moment, of where the money came from. The commotion even brought traffic to a halt. In this video, some motorists can be heard imploring those grabbing the windfall away to return the money to its rightful owner. That money came from this money remittance collector, John Mark Barrientos. A visibly shaken John Mark recounts how he lost control of the precious package he's transporting.
Ikan ko sa SMC side, sir. After na collection ka lang, sir. Balas naman sa SMC side niya. Padong na ko sa office na mo, sir. Niya, nibuto ang zipper. Then, ula na ko kabantay. Nga, pagbuto zipper mo to natagak ang mga kwarta. Mga banabana, sir. Straight to 4.M.
Now, Barrientos is imploring those who took the money to return it.
Ma'am, sir, kinsa tong nakapunit sa pan, sir, sana itabo dito sa SRP Road, sir, ma'am. Pwede iuli lang namo, ma'am, kay dili man gud to kuha, ma'am. Ako'y mga tapala to, ma'am. Nagito sa mga milyon gyud taon to, ma'am. Aloy mo. Dako-dako gyud taon to, ma'am. Unsaon ako para pagbayad, ma'am. Sir.
A few motorists immediately returned the money to Barrientos. But so far, only 2.8 million pesos of the total remittance has been given back. At least 1 million pesos is still missing. And authorities say those who will refuse to return the money to the Mambaling police station face charges of theft.
Let's now take a quick look at today's other top stories. Headline inflation cooled to 5.4% in June. This is slower than the 6.1% logged in May. The Philippine Statistics Authority says this is on the back of slower price movements in food and non-alcoholic beverages, as well as in transportation, housing, and fuel. A TikTok account of Pastor Apollo Quiboloy has been banned on the video sharing platform. The account @pastor_ACQ is now unavailable. The same TikTok account was earlier promoted on Quiboloy's official Facebook page. Recall that YouTube had earlier taken down Quiboloy's channel after it was flagged by a netizen. The pastor is facing sex trafficking charges in the United States and is on the Federal Bureau of Investigation's most wanted list. Commuters can now call a special number for road concerns. The Transportation Department's new central hotline can be reached at 0920-964-3687. The hotline is open from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Mondays to Fridays and will handle complaints and other grievances against the DOTR and its attached agencies. One News Now will be back tomorrow at 7:30 a.m. I'm Sean Yao. We are One News. All sides, all the time.